Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening and watching to my YouTube channel. If you would like a reading from me, check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com, or call me or text me at 703-791-9162. I'm on Eastern Standard Time, and I would love to read for you. So in this video, I want to talk about how to be a good client and being a good client, all right? There is such a thing as good readers, and there are good readers and bad readers, and you all read us all day, every day online, on certain web forums, in our comment section, all right? So I thought I would take a chance to read some of the bad clients a little bit, all right, and praise some of the good ones. So thank you for listening and watching to this video. So I want to talk a little bit about being a good client. I have had many situations recently that has caused me to raise my eyebrows with certain clients I have, um, potential and otherwise. So I've been a reader for 3 years professionally. This is my job. All right, I love my job. I do, but there are some questionable clients sometimes that I receive that make me go, All right. Now, I love all my clients. I love all of you, and I love helping you. And I have many clients, thank God, by the grace of God, that come to me and trust me in my insight and my clarity that I provide for you all right, and my gifts. But at the same time, I feel like there are some clients out there that try to abuse my gifts as well. And not only me, but other readers out there as well. So this is a PSA to all other readers out there. And yeah, it seems like I'm one of the only readers that is willing to speak up about like the injustices that goes on in our community. But hey, I'm willing to take that risk. I don't know. It is what it is. There are definitely some clients that abuse our gifts as psychic readers, as tarot readers, as astrologers, and otherwise. And it feels like sometimes these clients don't see us as human. Now, I am someone that really tries to make myself accessible to you all for the most part, but you have to keep in mind that I'm also human. So I have my own life, my own errands, my own people in my life. I have a cat now that I have to take care of. I have a house I have to clean. I don't have roommates. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have anyone to help me. So it's very pertinent. I think that people realize that first and foremost, that as psychics, as tarot readers, as astrologers, we're human. So we are not, absent from making mistakes. We are not absent from putting ourselves first, just as you put yourself first, which is why you tend to get a reading from us. You are putting yourself first in that moment and getting clarity and getting answers, right? So as readers, it's important that we put ourselves first as well in order to, be the best reader for you, right? So I've had many instances. One instance I had a week ago is I had a client message me, and this is one topic that we'll talk about when it comes to bad clients. I had a potential client message me because she actually didn't get a reading. I was on the road driving, so I couldn't answer right away. I think this played a part a little bit into why she acted the way she did because I wasn't answering right away. But as readers, or as clients, it's important to understand that as readers, psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, we are not obligated to drop whatever we're doing in that moment and attend to whatever it is you need. That's why we have calendars, that's why we have email, that's why we have messaging, so that we can schedule your reading for you and make it a time where we both are in a place where we are both safe, we're both at peace, we're both still, and you are able to hear the messages I have for you, and I'm able to give you the messages I have for you without interruption. Right? So while I'm driving, clearly it's not the best time to answer back. So I have a client message me on the road, and she was interested in a $15 one question reading. So here's the thing with that. When you find my phone number, I'm assuming that you already know where, like, you can clearly, if you find my phone number, I'm assuming you can find where to purchase a reading. So I do have clients who will message me on my phone and say, "Hey, I want a reading. Where can I go to get a reading?" And I may be doing something, I can't answer them back right away. 10, 20 minutes later, they'll message me back and say, "Oh, I found it. Don't worry about it. I paid. Let me know when you're free." That's a good client. That's a client that comes prepared. That's a client who knows what they want. That's a client who has their schedule planned out, or figured out in such a way that they know, hey, I'm willing to compromise and work with you so that we can figure out a time to do my reading. No rush, no pressure. Whenever you're free, I know you're busy. Not She didn't say that. That client didn't say that, but it was implied that they understood. I understand you're human. You're human. I understand that you have your own things going on. Whenever you have free time, I would love to do a reading. That's what I got from that client. But this other client, who initially wanted the $15 for one question reading while I was driving, 20 minutes later, after she didn't get a response, because I'm driving on the freeway, mind you. So, when you're driving on the freeway or the highway, there aren't many stops, there aren't many lights to stop at to it's actually, sit and text unless you're like in traffic. But either way, you have to like stay focused on the road. So this client messages me 20 minutes later or so, 30 minutes later or so, and says, sorry if I sound really, like weird. I'm getting over a cold, and it's been a really weird past few days. And I'm gonna get into that in a second too. Like when we get cold, when readers get colds and we don't feel well, like how that plays into a part as well of being a good client. But anyway. So I have this client message me like 20, 30 minutes later and say, you know what? Actually, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get a 30-minute reading. So in my mind, I'm thinking, great, wonderful, like awesome. Like, okay, she figured it out. She figured out how to get the reading, and I love that. Like when you actually read my website or you follow the links, like, because I know sometimes I post my number on here on YouTube, but it's like, okay, if you have my number, if you found my number, chances are you can find my website, which is where you're going to purchase the reading. So I love when clients use context clues and can kind of figure things out themselves. That's a good client too. Um, but after that, the client figures that she's going to get a 30-minute reading. She messages me like 30 minutes later, 20 like 10, 20, 30 minutes later or so, and says, you know what, actually you cussed in a video, and I think, I may not get a reading with you because you may cuss, with me during the reading. So I'm not getting a reading, I'm signing off, I'm signing out. How did we go from I want a one question reading to I want a 30-minute reading to I don't want a reading because you cuss in your videos? Okay, let's go back to, first of all, we're human. Readers, psychic tarot readers, astrologers, we're human. So part of being a human is maybe cussing every once in a while. Now, do I cuss like a sailor, at least on YouTube videos? No, I don't. So I don't know what video she saw where I was like cussing up a storm in such a way that it would make her not want a reading from me. Like, so I was just like, okay, I messaged her back finally when I parked and said, okay, no worries, it's no big deal, like, and I just like, and at some point, and here's the thing, like, I'm getting to the point now with these types of clients where I'm not being nice anymore. And because it's a business that I run, it's not a play thing, and we're gonna get into that in a second too. So I nicely told this client, I was like, I didn't cuss her out, by the way, at all. I could show you the messages in my phone, but I was like, you can keep your money. It's no big deal, for me. And if you continue to message my phone, I'm going to report your number to the authorities. Because it felt like a little bit to me that the client was playing on my phone a little bit, like she was like playing with me, or like trying to like mess with me a bit, and that's something you don't want to. That's a bad client, like that's clearly a bad client, a client I don't want to deal with. So I nicely told her, I'm not the reader for you, please don't message me again, and blocked her number. That's a bad client. The one-on-one on how to be a good client is know the reader that you're going to. If your reader cusses, don't even reach out to that reader if you're not into cussing. If the reader is into something that you're not into, if that reader is into black magic and you're into, Christianity, don't reach out to that reader. If you have any kind of hesitancy at all about someone, here's what you can do. You can either message that person and ask questions about them and try to feel them out, or you just don't deal with them at all. But being a good client is knowing yourself, first of all, and knowing and trusting in the person you buy a reading from. So if you're going to get a reading from someone, do your research on that person. Listen, watch reviews or read reviews on that person, but go in with an open mind, because understand that just because one client had a bad experience doesn't mean you're going to have a bad experience. Each reader, each client is different, and requires a different circumstance. So that was one instance recently where I had a bad client. Okay, so my second client, recently, the most recent one was today actually, where she messaged me. Actually, she messaged me last night, or yesterday sometime, and asked for a reading, and I told her, yeah, I'm available for readings, anytime today. She didn't message me back, so I just assumed she didn't want a reading, right? All right, no big problem. Moving on. I had other people to attend to, other people to read. So today she messages me, and I slept in today. Here's another thing: is that readers, we get sick. We get sick. We are susceptible to colds and viruses and stomach flus, just as you are. Um, we're not an anomaly. We're not unicorns. We're not, half human, half alien. Well, some of us are, but um, we are human. We have feelings. Like, we have real human lives to deal with. So for the past few days, I have not been feeling well at all, as you can tell from my voice, my nose. Yesterday, I had a horrible stomach flu, and it rendered me pretty much tired and in bed for a good part of the day, but I still got a good amount of readings done. I got phone readings done, so I was busy yesterday. That's another thing, is I'm a hard worker, so even if I might not feel good, I know that I have readings to attend to. That's a good reader. All right. Speaking of good, good bad clients, that's a good reader. A reader who will, even if they're not feeling well, will still do your reading for you. All right. So, anyways, so I wasn't feeling well yesterday, and I was still doing readings nonetheless. And the client messaged me, uh, asked if I was available. I told her I was. Didn't message me back. No big deal. So I sleep in today because today's Monday, and I was on the phone doing readings until like 4 a.m. Like, so I sleep in today. Sleep until like 2:30 ish. I wake up, I have a message from this client asking me if I'm available at 3. Okay, so by the time I get up actually out of my bed, because I have this habit of like sitting in my bed and going through my phone. I have two phones, by the way. This is my personal phone, and then I have another phone, my business phone. So my business phone is like over there, so I get out of bed and I walk over there to get my business phone. I see a message from the client. And at this time, I'm like, okay, let me sit down, go through my emails and stuff like that. The client asked if I'm available at 3 p.m. She said she fell asleep or whatever. So I'm like, it's almost 3 o'clock right now. Like, can we? I'm available at 4. So I messaged her I'm available at 4. Um, and she messages me back a little bit sometime after. I would say 20, maybe 30 minutes after, and says, "Great, how can I pay? How can I pay for a 20-minute reading?" I don't do 20-minute readings. I only do 30-minute readings, and once again, I'm assuming if you find my number, and I looked, and actually me and this client have done readings before together. So I'm like, you know how to pay for a reading, so I'm like, okay. So I'm getting ready. I'm just like, I feel like this client, I'm going to give her a little bit of time to figure it out. She's done a reading before. I have other stuff to do really quickly, and I also have to leave, so I was hoping that the client would like pay right away and say, okay, great, let's do 4. But she didn't. She waited. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna brush my teeth. I'm gonna run out really quickly. I had some candles to get for myself, because remember, I'm human. I have a home myself, to protect and do candle work for, along with other clients. I had stuff to do, right? So, while I'm out, I message the client and say, here's the link to purchase a reading. Figure out the reading that you would like, that most resonates with you, and we'll go from there, right? And while I'm out, it's like 3:30, 3:40ish. And this client, I told her I'm available at 4. We can do 4. She still hasn't purchased the reading yet, by the way. So I'm out, and it's Mercury retrograde, by the way. So I'm out. I go to the candle shop. The candle shop is closed. I'm like, oh my gosh. So now I have to figure out what to do. I still need to get coffee. So I just go get coffee. midway while I'm out, the client finally decides to pay and says, "Hey, I paid. You know, great. Let's do four." So I'm figuring I'm probably not going to get home by exactly four. And not only that, my camera cut off. I really, really need to, get this candle work done on my home and do a reversal, candle on my home because the energies in my home are really messed up. And I'm thinking in my head, if I do that before the reading, maybe it'll help the reading and it'll clear up some energies in my home a bit and make the reading more clear for my client. This is what I'm thinking in my head. So I'm like, I don't think I'll be home exactly at 4. I think, give me about 45 minutes and I'll be home and I should be ready for your reading. Okay, so mind you, on my website, and a lot of readers have this kind of, thing where there are no refunds. Once again, being a good client is just being organized, like having your stuff together. Because sometimes as readers, you get us on a day where we may not totally have it together that day. We'll get it together for you. Trust us, trust and believe. A good reader will get it together, but you just have to give that reader time, and you have to let that reader know what's going on in your life. All right. Just as I'm letting you know what's going on. Hey, I'm out right now. I'm not at home actually. I told her, I was like, I'm not at home, but give me 45 minutes and I should be home. So the client messages me back not too long after while I'm out getting my coffee. I got my candle, and by the grace of God, like after it was all done, I was like, okay, at least I can get my candle and clear up the energies in my home. Like I was like, okay, like I'm still a little bit frustrated about this, as you can see. So my client messages me back. Well, she didn't get her reading, so I can't even call her a client, but she's gotten a reading before. So I guess I can't call her a client. She messages me back and says, that's a bummer because, I have things to do by 6. I have things to do at 6. Mind you, by the time I would have gotten home, it would have been about 5:45-ish. So, by the time I would have gotten the candle done, it would have been 5 o'clock, maybe at the least like 5:20, 5:30. She would have got her, and it was only a 30-minute reading. She would have got her reading done, before 6. But anyways, this client goes, it's a bummer. I thought you would be available at this time, and I have this stuff to do. So can I just get a refund, and I'll schedule another day. Okay. So on my website, it says no refunds, but regardless, I give this client a refund anyway. I make no fuss about it because I have just woken up. I have not even had my coffee yet, and I'm not feeling too hot still. So I'm like, you know what? No big deal. I sent you your refund. Good luck. And I wish you the best. But it still wasn't feeling right in my soul. The client messages back, I received the refund, thanks. And it just wasn't feeling right in my soul how I felt I was being treated by the potential client. So, I tell the client, I'm like, okay, bye. I was like, okay, bye. And then I messaged her back and I was like, and just, FYI, I don't do refunds in the future. And should you decide to purchase a reading and I decide to take you on as a client in the future, please keep that in mind. I nicely told her, I'm human and I have errands to run. I have things to do just like you do. She said that she had things to do at 6. Um, then kind of ended it, just by, please don't take offense to this message. She messaged me back. I didn't read the message because I didn't feel like going back and forth about it, because I had sent her refund at that point and I just was over it. And I said what I needed to say to her, and I said it in a professional, nice way. Let her know, hey, don't do this, again to me in my business. It's disrespectful, basically. Um, a good client, all right, that's in my opinion a bad client. And I noticed that sometimes clients can be really funny with money when it comes to giving it to readers and psychics and stuff like that. So once again, if you have a feeling about a psychic, about a reader, don't give them your money, all right? Because once you hand your money over to the psychic or the reader, it's a business transaction, and it's like when you back out of that business transaction, it looks really bad on your part as a client. And most likely a client or a reader's not going to want to do business with you again, or if you do buy a reading from them, they're most likely going to huff and puff behind the scenes when they see it's you who's bought the reading. All right, so just Keep that in mind. A good client is a client who would have said, "Hey, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to get my reading today. I have stuff to do too. So how about you keep the payment and I'll just reschedule for maybe tomorrow or another time." That's what a good client would have done. But when you disrespect a business owner's business rules and business values, it reflects on you as a client. All right. So it's not really about the money. It's about the principle and how you go about doing business with readers. All right. Just understand that we're human and we have feelings, and it's a business that we run, especially at this level, like me and other readers on YouTube. And I've seen other readers on YouTube complain about client behavior that's very disrespectful, that's very unprofessional. All right. Another thing about being a good client is that when you get a reading from a reader, that reader is assuming that you've vetted them out, that you've kind of, you trust them and their insight and their clarity. So be open to what that reader has to say. It may be right, it may not be right. It may resonate, it may not resonate. It may come true, it may not come true. But as a good client, you are paying that reader for that time, their insight, their clarity, their gift. Allow the gift, allow their gift, allow their time, allow them to bless you. All right? A bad client is one who doesn't trust the reader or one who tries to dictate how the reading goes. All right. A good client is one who just kind of sits. If you ask your questions, you give your clarity and insight, and you listen to what the reader has to say. All right. Or the astrologer has to say. You let them take the lead. All right. Also, a bad client is one that does not, once again, come prepared to a reading. Most readers do not like, and there are no readers the same, but most readers see someone who comes and has, "Oh, I don't really have any questions, I just wanted to see what you had to say." Like, that's kind of unprofessional. In certain cases it may not be like an astrology reading. Maybe you may not have questions, maybe you do, but try to have questions. Try to have a focus that you want your reader to kind of focus on. It makes it easier on the reader. All right, this is a job that is very exhausting. It takes up a lot of our energy and our time. I spend a lot of my time here doing readings on this, on camera, recording something. So it just makes it more worthwhile for us to deal with good clients. All right. So I'm hoping a lot of you to hopefully be good clients. I know people need to hear this. Someone needs to hear this. Um, Part of also being a good client is knowing how much time you need. Sometimes you will purchase a reading and maybe you purchase an hour long reading and you realize, hey, I don't think I need an hour long. I don't think I needed an hour long. You've already paid for it, so you're going to get the time that you get. But just keep that in mind moving forward. Just try to be organized as a client and understand that once you paid your money to a reader and that reader has rendered their services to you, it's not a business in which refunds can be really tricky, in this business, because it's not a tangible product or item. That a lot of us, do. It's a service. It's an intangible service. So keep that in mind. All right. It's psychics, tarot readers, astrologers. We're not people. We a lot oftentimes get the rep of being scammers, but we're not people that you can scam either. All right, we are people that are professional workers. That we wake up, we do our job, we go to bed, we wake up, we put our bootstraps on. We put our pant legs on one at a time. We put our dresses on two legs at a time. All right, we're human, and I think it's a high time that we also demand our respect as well. I'm demanding my respect as a reader. I'm demanding my respect as an astrologer, and I'm demanding my respect as a psychic. I only want to deal with good clients from this point forward. So I have no problem telling clients that I'm not the reader for you, and I send you on your way to another reader and ask that you please don't purchase a reading from me again. And I'm getting to the point now where I'm getting more and more stern with asserting my boundaries with clients, even with people on live as well. Like, there's certain boundaries on when I'm on live and I'm doing readings for people that like need not be crossed. All right, so just understand that we're human and there is such thing as good clients and bad clients, just like there's good readers and bad readers. And sometimes it depends on you as the client on whether or not we're going to be a good reader or a bad reader that day. All right, really keep that in mind. All right, that it's a two-way street in this business, and it's also a professional business. Okay, so I just I wanted to get that out. I felt like I had to vent a little bit because I get a lot of these clients, and I don't know if it's because I'm young or because I'm so unique and such an anomaly that people feel like they can try to get over on me or they can try to test me. And I'm just letting you know that I'm not to be tested anymore. And I'm going to really start being stern with you all that really cross certain boundaries with me. And it just is what it is. I put myself out there to help you all, and some of you abuse it. So it's time to start, putting the mallet down, or whatever the phrase is. It's time to really start putting up boundaries and being stern and really being serious when it comes to business, because this is a business. So be a good client, please, and make it easier for the reader, so that we can make it easier for you. Love and light. If you would like a personal reading from me, check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. You can also check out my Instagram, Lamarr Townsend Tarot, and my Facebook. Call me or text me at 703-791-9162. Standard rates apply. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. And I would love to do a reading for you. Love and light. God bless and no stress.